All right, finally some green. We won 2 of our 4 wagers last weekend for the Goodyear 400, with Tyler Reddick finishing well inside the top 10 in second. Kevin Harvick hit our best bet as he finished inside the top 10 for a 3rd consecutive race on the year. And our 2 losses were Kyle Larson on an outright, who was actually the first car out of the race with engine issues, and Denny Hamlin, who is the king of bad luck this year, being caught up in a late race accident and finishing behind the number 9 Chase Elliott. Well, we move on to Kansas this week for the AdventHealth 400, so without further ado, here is my entire betting card for this weekend's race. Starting the betting card off like I always do with a top 10 I like, and that's Austin Dillon at a fantastic number of plus 200. Dillon has finished the last 3 Kansas events in 11th or better, with the last 2 in 2021 being both 10th place finishes. He's finished 5 of the last 6 Las Vegas events in 13th or better. He's finished top 10 in 5 of the last 7 races ahead of this Sunday. And outside of the unpredictable Bristol Dirt and 3 Super Speedway races in 2022, he actually has an average finish of 11th on the season. Moving on to our driver matchup of the week, I'm going with Ross the Boss Chastain at minus 116 over Party Marty Truex. Yeah, Party Marty has been one of the best drivers at Kansas over the last 10 races with an average finish of 5.9, while Ross Chastain's best finish at this track is 13th. However, this is a new year, new car, and a new Ross. Chastain finished 3rd at Vegas this year, with Martin Truex Jr. finishing 8th. Party Marty has just 2 top 5s during the entire season, while Ross Chastain has finished top 5 in 7 of the 8 races that he didn't crash. Moving on to our outright pick of the race, I'll start by saying I'm never going to the top of the board again, as there's just no value there. So this week I'm going a little bit further down the board with a name that's pretty familiar to anybody who's been following along all season, with Christopher Bell at plus 2,000. 2 of his last 3 races at Kansas resulted in top 10 finishes. He qualified inside the top 10 in both races last year. He qualified on pole, wound up finishing 10th at Vegas this season, even while dealing with car problems. He's finished 7th or better in 5 of the last 7 races heading into Sunday, and has qualified top 10 in 8 of the last 10 races, which have almost always dropped his odds ahead of race day on Sunday. This bet is based on the price, not necessarily the driver, but at 20 to 1 for somebody who has the ability, this is a number that is too good to pass up, knowing that it's likely to drop. Moving on to our best bet for the AdventHealth 400, I'm going back to the well with the old man. Kevin Harvick top 10 at minus 120. He's finished inside the top 5 in 4 consecutive Kansas races. His worst finish here over the last 10 is 13th. Since 2010, or the last 23 races at Kansas, that's a pretty big sample size, he has 16 top 10s, 12 top 5s, and he's completed all but 1 lap. Ran decent at Vegas, finishing 12th, and he's finished inside the top 10 in 3 consecutive races heading into Sunday. If you liked this video or any of the content we're producing at BetSperts, make sure you follow us at all of the socials, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, the notification bell, all the jazz. And remember, if you go to FanDuel Sportsbook right now, sign up using the link in the description, you can get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000. But as a bonus, you'll also receive a year-long subscription to BetSperts Golf, which has hit a 50 to 1 and 80 to 1 winner the last 2 weeks. Good luck on all of your wagers this weekend, especially at the AdventHealth 400. And I'll catch you next week as we preview the next race on NASCAR's schedule.